Damn.
2 years. That's a long time to be talking this cocky. I got a good team this
And,
year,
and we
son?
play and we play
But we
two
got the
times a
same
year,
record.
right?
We got the same record.
And we play 2 times a year, right?
Just twice, and it's only the second time.
Damn. And then prior to so in the last 5 years, how many times have y'all beat us?
Bro, it's probably been less than a handful. You talking about the past. You talking about
So
140.
why would
Hold
it
on.
be different?
Buddy, you talking about 140 and 135, champ. It's welterweight division now.
Time out.
It's the
We just
past.
beat y'all at 147 this year. We beat y'all this year. What is you talking about?
Right, champ, but that was a tune-up. This is the championship fight. It's the holiday
Wait,
season.
it was a scrimmage?
No, it was a legit game. It was just a couple months
I'll
ago.
make sure I send a message through when we beat y'all.
But the art of fulfillment, it's when you actually find joy, find happiness about the thing that you're doing.
Yeah.
And usually you cannot find that unless it's about other people. This is why Tony will get a call, this star, multi-millionaire, multi-billionaire that's having a breakdown. And when he goes and kind of diagnoses the situation, it's because the last decades, they've only been focused on them. I want to achieve this. I want to get the gold medal. I want to make $1 billion. I want to do this for me.
Right.
But the guy that's happy is doing things for other people. And that's when I realized that I needed to do something for others.
Yep.
And I had found a skill, and I realized that Bashar 5 years ago would have appreciated me sharing this skill with them. And so that's why we started BJKU. But if you have no if you have a shitty relationship with your wife or your husband, if you barely see your kids, if you don't see your parents, if if you're overweight and your health is shit, it's like, who cares about your money?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's mind-boggling to me because when people get to a level of success like that, that's true. They talk about, health, spirituality, well-being. I just had Jeff Fenster. He was the first guy that was on here.
Yeah.
And he was talking about the same thing. And then I had another guy, his name's Pascal. He was talking about his core 4 with health, wealth, wellness, all that stuff. And I think all of that comes right after the money part.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And does it come to you just like this? Like where it's like, okay, now I know this is what I truly need because you figured out the finances portion. It's like, this is my impact play. This is how I feel most fulfilled. Because, a lot of people are in that same space where they make money and they're like, all right, this is just one portion of my life when there's so many other things that need to be fixed.
If you were sitting on the couch today and you're out of shape, and because I use working out because it's very easy to capture, right? It's very easy to encompass into one single thing. But if you're sitting on the couch today and you've never worked out and you want to run a marathon, oh my gosh, that seems impossible, right? But what if today you just put on your gym clothes and watch TV?
Yeah.
Is that doable? Sure. So great, you won the day today. What if tomorrow you put on your gym clothes and you walk or run to the mailbox? Is that doable?
Yeah.
Yes, great, you won tomorrow. If you do that every day and every day you go one more mailbox, that micro step forward is possible, doable, and believable for yourself. You're going to do it because it's not much harder than what you did yesterday.
Yeah.
And if you do that long enough, guess what? You just walk or ran a marathon. It may take longer than you want. And that's the other piece of the success formula that derails a lot of people. They have this arbitrary, I have to be successful by next Tuesday.
Yeah, true.
I can't guarantee that.
Yeah.
I don't care when I hit my goals. My goal is to hit my goal.
Uber disrupted the taxi cab industry.
Yep.
And they made it even bigger because it was a pain to get a taxi, terrible experience. Apple increased the total market size of the watch industry and the headphone industry.
Yeah.
Why? Because they made products that were more usable and what people actually wanted versus what everyone has been doing for ages. So the first thing is big TAM. The second thing is, how can you end up being global? Because the money is not in the United States. The money is worldwide. Yes, you can still generate a lot of income from the United States, and it may be the biggest country where you make money from, but that's small thinking. The bigger thinking is there's 7+ billion people in this world. How do you generate revenue from all of them?
Yeah.
There's a weird thing that happens when someone finds a band as they're starting out, and then 2-3 albums into it, there's people that are like, oh my God, I used to like them.
I know,
but they sold out or they went too mainstream. And I'm just like, but they're still the same band.
Exactly. Yeah. And I do think, so music is such a personal thing. And I think, people don't take note and realize, we've been doing this so long. So you start to see where it's like, you love a song because it's anchored to something in your personal life. Whether,
Yes.
yeah, you were going through a relationship or you're driving one day. Man, you had this good drive. You had that cup of coffee and the sun was coming out. It's linked to a place in your life. And when a new album comes out and it's not anchored by something in your life, you didn't have that moment where, oh, I got the new CD, or you know, like you just casually heard it. You're not anchored to it. You don't have that personal connection with it. So I think people need to kind of think about that when they listen to music. Like, try to find the anchors in your life, and if it isn't there, then hey, maybe it's not there. Sometimes you don't feel the way, even like someone actually said the other day on Twitter, they're like, Dangerous Summer's happy now. Like, it's crazy. It's like, I don't know if you heard the same album I did. It's very depressing, but I get it. I get what you're saying here. It's like, I wonder if I tried to understand my faith, would I believe myself? Well, I'm coming home, yeah. Like a taste it, what's left of the sky's gone. I've been carving another dream for myself, like a faith.
Okay, welcome to FML FWC. This is Alon.
This Walsh.
This is Nate. Dude, it's hard to say FWC. It doesn't roll off the tongue.
I wasn't expecting it.
Yeah, I actually didn't prepare for it, but I got ready for it last second. Just here we are, man.
It wasn't great, but it wasn't terrible.
It wasn't great, but not terrible. Yeah, I have to get used to it. So it's like
yeah,
quarters.
they always tend to overperform in these kinds.
That's
of
what I'm
tournaments.
saying.
Yeah, but they have
dude,
Zuba
okay.
and shit. I mean, guitar.
They have
Come on.
Dude, Almo, it's Ali. I still want him in the team.
You're not having this guy.
4 or 5 Pookie, dude.
Nah. You're so annoying. Fuck off.
Ticks every box. No.
I'm just all over the place here, but Gabe Davis did not catch that football. So in that
Which
situation,
the NFL admitted. They said, if the refs had looked at that, that would have been an incomplete pass.
Yes.
That's how you know it was egregious.
How does that happen, though? Like, how do they let that slide?
Because they knew it was going to come with a great product in the end.
That's supposed to come from the booth.
That's what I'm saying, though. Like, how do they miss that, though?
Because I saw it in the sports
Everyone
book.
saw it. Like, it was obvious.
I saw it in the sports book.
Right. So, like, how do they miss that?
I have no idea. Maybe bring me in. Pay me a lot of money. Don't have to do this podcast.
You could,
I can just make a lot of money.
You could do the pod from the booth in New York. Live
People,
stream.
Comments challenge that.
100. I mean, bro, that would be.
It was a terrible missed call. How about your Parks and Rec?
Question? So this is a little off basis, but
it's funny. Like, you get to meet Robert Mathis. You're like, great
obviously,
football player,
I want to talk to him
really
about
excited
football.
About Parks and Rec.
So I want to ask you about Parks and Rec because I love Parks and Rec, right? And you had the pleasure of joining Leslie Knope and the gang on the show, and I had to ask you about it, because I think that's so fun, man.
It was fun. It was how they brought it to us was like after practice.
Oh, really? Yeah.
It was myself, Luck, and Reggie Wayne that particular year. And they was like, they need y'all to do some skits. I'm like, man, what the hell are you talking about?
Yeah.
And so they told us what it was, and like, oh, okay, it's pretty harmless. We'll do it. So we had to go all the way downtown to the stadium and film it. And they said, here are your lines. And so now I have a great respect for actors. It took me quite a few takes just to do that little what I just said. And it was a fun deal. And so I didn't know much about Parks and Rec.
I love that show, man. Yeah.
And so a lot of people gave me a lot of shit after they saw that. So it was a good time. It was a good time.
Well, it's funny because